Hi, gang. Welcome to Mob Guppy, where the Guppy is the mob. I am. I'm not anti-automatic feeder, but I think for guppies, I think certain types of fish, automatic feeders, and you have an elite, a irregular schedule makes a lot of sense. First you have the same type of schooling tetras or the same type of cichlids. I get the idea. It's bad for guppies. And I'm going to tell you why. Is that guppies need a wide variety of food. Each aquarium is different. Each aquarium goes on from that. But first person in this thing is Aquarium Cop, then V-Stag, David Samsel, Griffin Fish Room, Anthony's Fishy Friends, Tampa Tom Fishing, Jeff at Valley Fish. Yeah, and I get it. Some people have really crazy schedules. With the guppies, I feed them, 4 times a day. Alice, Chattanooga Ed, I feed them, 4 or 5 times a day. They've already been fed 3 times a day. I woke up late yesterday, so I'll be feeding them baby brine shrimp. As soon as we're done, I may give them a little bit of a delicious, nutritious nightcap before I wrap it all up for a nice evening. So I hope you have had a good Memorial Day. I had, every time I bring up my weird diet, people go nuts. And so I'm a modified vegan. I eat occasional meat. I'll have occasional cheese, but most meals every day are vegan. Today, vegan all day long. And for dinner, I had a couple of vegan burgers that had vegan cheese in the middle of them. I know it sounds awful, right? But I found what I used to put on was barbecue sauce, and so I tried something different. I had horseradish mustard on it. Rockin' good. I'm going to put that on every one of those things right now. All right. So in the fish room, um, you know, I have been so busy at work. So absolutely busy at work that I do whatever I can, to create, I make sure I get home to walk the dog. I make sure I get, I do certain things to keep me away, but I'm working. Today I worked 4 hours. Yesterday I worked 2 hours. Saturday I worked 2, 3 hours on the holiday weekend. And not heavy stuff. I only went in once. I went in yesterday. I needed to log into my computer today, and I logged in like first thing this morning, but it's not allowing me to log into my office computer, and I can't do what I need to have done without it. So just trying to log in again. I logged in first thing this morning. It was not a problem. So I don't know, maybe my computer locked up at the office or what have you. So who knows? I'll figure that out tomorrow morning when I get in. So the reason I don't do automatic feeders is primarily because every meal my guppies get, it's different. And I get some people have schedules, some people, have things that go through like that. But, essentially, hey, Doug Gray, essentially every aquarium, for instance, like the other day, and I'll put it in a video. Hey, what's up, Bob? Bob Keeler in the house. Doug Gray, look at this, a whole lineup of great people here. And no, I don't have COVID-19. I'm healthier than a horse. So, like the other day, all of a sudden I noticed I had one aquarium that was full of fry. Well, if I had it set up on an automatic timer and I wasn't looking in to see what was going on with that, those fish may not have been fed properly for a day or two, which would have meant that most of those fry would have been eaten. Because mommy and daddy fish, if they're hungry, they just go out and they do some eating. I'm not drinking Diet Coca-Cola. You know what I'm drinking? In my beloved Minnesota Vikings. What do they call this? Do they call this like a rocks glass? Yeah, it's not glass. Vodka. No, diet 7 Up. It's delicious. I'm enjoying it. So I went and I had to go in and with guppies, especially once you start having a number of tanks on the guppies, you want to be observing them very carefully, and you can, in my opinion, now some people may disagree with me on this. Yeah, it's classy, Doug Ray. It's classy. When you think of me, it's all class. So I just don't think I can observe my fish properly if I had an automatic feeder on them. I think it's like I think that if all of a sudden I had an aquarium that had fish that go from there, I canceled my order, Doug Gray, for 40 automatic feeders. I sure did. I was watching a channel just recently, and it was a Guppy channel. And I'm not going to take a shot at anybody, but I'll just say why I don't do what this person does. This person was talking about that they use automatic feeders on all their Guppy tanks. Wow. I just need to observe my fish. I need to make sure they're getting enough or not too much food. And it's just the nature of what I do with my guppies. Observing them, making sure that I'm making the right food choices for them. Sort of what I do. I'm again, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'm not the most sophisticated guppy keeper. Notice I don't call myself Guppy King or the expert of guppies or anything like that. I'm Mobb Guppy, where the guppy's the mob. And I learn a lot about a lot of different things with guppies. And it's Doug Gray. He knows whether I'm a good guppy keeper or not. He knows I'm a hack or, I'm not, he's an expert. I'm kind of, but I know enough. And observing my fish is a very important thing. All right, Tampa Tom, cook away. What's for dinner? Doing something on the queue? Doing something on the queue. I do not have a barbecue at my new place yet. I need to get one. And I'm still kind of upset about this thing. I observed I observed probably one of the being at home a lot. I can't do anything away. Okay, thanks, Doug. I wasn't fishing for a compliment. You could say, I'm not perfect at my guppy care, but I go through. Chewy's in the house too. The party can begin. And so I want to observe So I want to observe what's going on with my fish. And I fish, again, I feed a variety of foods. Um, Generally speaking, Chattanooga Ed, on the grill, you can put on something like eggplant, the zucchini. You know how much I love zucchini. Yeah, you see, David Samsel, I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm all about making sure, for instance, I have, one aquarium which has a lot of guppies in it, but it has, and I've done videos on it. I have some Danios, different types. Hey, grilled tofu, don't knock it till you try it. Hey, by the way, the thing I picked up the other day is at Natural Grocers, and you probably have one of those in your community. Because if there's one in Joplin, there's one where you are. I'll just tell you. So Natural Grocers, I went in there, and they have vegan jerky. So hey, Hattrick Farm, welcome to the live stream. Great having you here. Select Pet. Yeah, you see, that's the deal, Select Pet. I agree with you totally. Select Pet says, been tempted to get auto feeders, but I feed so many different things and get opportunity to watch better with hand feeding. Yes, exactly. Jesse, HC Aqua. HC Agua, what's up? How's it in beautiful Hawaii today? So I did yesterday. I know how I've said I'm not going to summer tub. Made the mistake of going to Tractor Supply Company, and they had the 100-gallon tub. I was tempted. I didn't do it because I just don't have the time. That's what I hate about Hawaii. Always bad weather. It's 80 degrees every day. You basically keep your fish outside. No bugs. Yeah, pretty terrible in Hawaii. The terrible thing I think is that things are pretty doggone expensive in Hawaii. But like Alaska. I went to a very small high school. Small Fry Aquatics, welcome to the live stream. I went to a very small high school. And graduating of people that I went to high school with, 3 people, all women, got married and moved to Alaska. And I want to do that. I want to go on a cruise. That time when cruises didn't kill people a lot. But I want to go on a cruise. I want to go to. I want to do that Seattle to Alaska cruise. I'm all in on doing that, but I'm not going to do it until Bolo is no longer with me because I couldn't leave him for a week. I couldn't leave him a week with somebody or it just wouldn't work out. It's fun. In my neighborhood, they went in, and I didn't notice it. Again, I've only lived here for a couple of months. Well, all of a sudden, like I closed the house. They're doing a road construction project in my neighborhood, and trying to steer us towards music to cheer up, Peter. Hey, I'll tell you what. I have an avatar all ready for another live stream that has me standing over the grave in a very respectful way, very respectful, in Lyndhurst, New Jersey, of a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So it's I'll put that up. And yeah, Wayne Newton take. Way to go, Bob. So the a couple of things that I'm going through. I need to add the water feature in the backyard. I have a perfect backyard to do it because it's basically flat. Slopes. Hey, not Nola Jane Fish Rich. Man, it's been a long time since I've seen you. How you doing? Great having you here in the live stream. So it's please feel free to share what you had for Memorial Day. If you went to a Memorial Day thing, that would be great. I didn't, because I'm a hermit, and mainly I'm new to this area. I have no idea where to go. Yeah. Oh, Bolo. Yeah, Bolo drove the limousine. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, thank you very much, David Samsel. Yes, we have 408 subscribers on our way to 1,000. My channel is a slow grow channel. It is slow grow. But you know what I do have? I have you. And you guys are like the best followers in the world. So there you go. But yeah, we're growing. We're on our way. Before you know it, we'll be at 1,000. It'll be 500, 600, Forrest Gumping it. That's what I do basically. I Forrest Gump my way through the fish hobby, and just go through there. I was trying to find out. I'm a member of the Heart of Missouri or the Heart of America. What is it? What is this fish club called? It's the one out of Kansas City. It's Heartland, I think it is. No, Heart of America. Heart of America Aquarium Society in beautiful Kansas City. I went and bought a bunch of fish last year at their August auction. I hope they have it again this year because it was really good. One. It was a table sale, and I may do something at the table sale. I was watching this deal, by the way. Speaking of music, and I hate that I had to go down this road. Um, I saw on YouTube, which is this amazing, amazing thing, is that Steve Aldershoff? Well, I'll ask next time I go up. I'm going to go up for their auction. You know, the deal is that both of these clubs, the Kansas City club, they do their meeting like the second Saturday of each month, and that's the same weekend the Northwest Arkansas Aquarium Society does their meeting. So I end up, I have not gone and done the meetings. I just went up and did one of the events up there. Big City Bettas, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. I am doing great. Thanks for being here. It's that's right, Small Fry Aquatics. I think the same thing. I got a great group of people. Got great folks like you. I don't have those flaky fans like the King of DIY or Aquarium Co-op have. Or Rachel O'Leary, her fans, Flaco. Joking. Joking. I have to bow to the King of DIY and the Aquarium Co-op. Rachel's great. I love Rachel. I love her. I love her channel. Um, is there a small city betta? There was for a period, and the guy who owned when I lived in Huntsville, Alabama, which ironically um, had a lot of really cool fish stores, even though it's is that even though it was, not the biggest place in the world. Fish store, Huntsville, Alabama. Let's see what the name of this place was. This is when I was really tempted to go into, and I don't know if this guy is still in business or not, but let's see here. Trying to find what this one was called. And this guy was a member and I think ran the local Betta Club. And let me tell you something about, talk about. Actually, yeah, it was actually called the Aquarium Shop. And so yeah, they were going through and they had real cool they had a lot of bettas in there. And because the guy was a member of the International Betta Congress and the Rocket City Betta Society. That was as close as I got to having 500. Hey, JH Aquatics, Joseph, how are you? Welcome to the live stream. So yeah, so my whole deal here about the about the automatic feeders is that you know I just I if I ever got into a place where I couldn't enjoy the fish the way I wanted to, I don't know if I'd be able to. I'd probably cut down the amount of aquariums and, but, to do that with guppy tanks, I think is a bad idea. You got a bum right knee, Bob? Well, yeah. Hey, next time you go, David, let me know. There's actually really good restaurants, and I'll tell you which ones they are. There's a catfish joint out in Athens called the Catfish Cabin. Best hush puppies in the world. Uh, there's a barbecue joint in Decatur. Uh, it's Big Bob Gibson's. They have a couple of different locations. Only go to the Decatur one. Good Alabama dry rub ribs. And Huntsville, there's like several really cool places to go. There's a couple of Cajun joints there that are really, really good. So there you go. They also have something called Waffle House in beautiful Huntsville, Alabama. I'll tell you what, following my surgery last year, holy capoli. Since we're talking about knees and junk, that gallbladder getting ripped out, it I am still trying to I'm much better than what I was, but I'm still trying to find my middle ground there. It's so that's you have to be very careful in what you find and you go through it. So take care of your health, everybody. Yeah, the bum knee thing. Yeah, get it fixed, man. Get it fixed. Go see the orthopedic surgeon and get it taken care of. I have a buddy of mine. He's German. He's from Germany. And his father came out. This is when I was living in another city. His father came out, and a bunch of us went out to have dinner with his father. His father is an orthopedic surgeon in Berlin. And so we're out at a restaurant and we're sitting outside. So the orthopedic surgeon, who was 75, still practicing medicine, sharp as a tack, that he could smoke. And during our dinner with the orthopedic surgeon from Germany, he smoked close to a pack of cigarettes and he had a 6-pack of beer. Metal is the type of music should not be used in hips. There you go. Pam, what's up? Yeah, so well, I really didn't need to know about I appreciate knowing about Bob and his fish hobby, and he's a good guy. I don't need to know about his underwear. Don't need to know about his underwear. Yeah, here today it got up to about 81, 82, and it was supposed to rain all day, but it rained a little bit this morning. It hasn't rained since. So I'm big on that. Big on that. Hey, Chattanooga Ed, how are the guppies? Do you have fry yet? Hey, Jeff with Valley Fish, you still here? How are those shrimp doing? Just curious. Just curious. Lumpy Dog, what is up? What is up? Great having you here. Again, I hope everybody's had a pretty good, pretty good Memorial Day. I didn't get invited anywhere. New to town, and I really like my new employ. I love my new job that I've had for a year now. I love it. Great people to work with, all that sort of stuff. And I don't know about you guys in your workplace. I've been in places where, you know, the social life, everybody in the office is social together. So, about once a month there's a party at someone's house, right? Have you been there? Been done that? And my last place, um, not real social. This is not real social. It's not like people are, it's just, they everyone gets along at work. It's a great environment, but the outside of work to get together type stuff, not so much. When I lived in San Antonio, the guys I worked with, we would go out and get lunch or dinner occasionally. It was a good group. Antisocial? Well, that's what I've been doing. I've been doing the antisocial thing. So it when I worked in New York, it was pretty social with the coworkers. Um, is that there'd be occasional cocktail parties, occasional, that type of thing. And so that was good. When I worked in San Francisco, yeah, not so much. The place that was a good office environment where everyone, when I worked in Greenville, South Carolina, the company I worked for there, they did dinner parties on a regular basis. There was a party at least every 6 weeks. So it's nice. So that's, yeah, I'll tell you what is that, I can be hermit mob guppy all day long. And, but the idea is that, I'm sort of new to the area, newly single, want to get out, meet at and hang out with people, that type of thing. And of course, right now, because, things are reopening in our community, but it's just not that, I'm not out, and because of my exciting lifestyle, it's not like at 11 p.m. on Friday night I'm going out to hit the bar. So, so it's just building in that, at least some semblance of, you know, of being able to get out of the house and do something every once in a while. The Fish Club stuff is great. I just wish the Kansas City Fish Club met on a different weekend. Kansas City is about 3 hours away from here. I'll do that drive. They do their meetings like at noon on Saturdays. Really nice. Now, technically, I could do I could drive to Kansas City and do the meeting there. Then drive home, feed the fish, and drive down to Northwest Arkansas. Because that's done at 3, be back about 6, feed the fish, drop Bolo off at the house, 7 o'clock meeting, and technically I could do them both. Technically. I just don't want to be sitting in a car for 8 hours on a Saturday going up there. I love Starbucks too. Kansas City Chiefs absolutely play there. In fact, when I was up there, where they do the fish club meetings, they do the fish club meetings at a church, like in the church rumpus room, and it's not too far away from the stadium. And when I was leaving, they were doing. I left at like 3 p.m. and they had like a 6 p.m. Preseason game, something like that. And I will tell you, the traffic was building up going into it. And I'm told going in and out of Arrowhead's not that easy, not that pleasant. I love, by the way, going to see professional sports. Um, because of living around the country and all that type of stuff, I've been to my share of arenas to see games. Not a ton, but I've been to enough. And I love going to baseball stadiums. And it's not necessarily I'm the biggest baseball fan in the world. I just find for whatever reason the feel of those stadiums are pretty nifty all the way around. I like the way that they're all a little bit different. The NFL stadiums are all pretty much the same. I've been to MetLife. I've not been to the new Vikings one. I'm a Vikings fan. Um, I've been to Oakland Coliseum. I went to the Candlestick Park once. Now the 49ers played in a different place. Do you know what, Lumpy Dog? I don't know. I think that's the case though, because I don't think the Chiefs have gotten it, and not the Chiefs, the Royals have gotten a new stadium, have they? Aren't they still playing in that same joint they've been playing with since the 70s? And Arrowhead's been the same place since the 60s. So let's see here. Let's see. I wouldn't mind going down to see the Royals play when my Twins are there. Let's see. They play in Kauffman Stadium. The K. Yeah, it's the same place. So if they're right next to each other, if they're not right next to each other, then they are there now. Let's see here. Yep, right next door to Arrowhead Stadium. So yeah. And when I was up there before last year, they were doing some exciting road construction, which, as you know, is just great. I have no idea, Chewy. None. Hey, thank you very much, Bob. Yes, he does. Yeah, Target Field looks like a great place. I haven't seen that. I've been to the new Yankee Stadium, new Met Stadium. Now the old Turner Field is now closed, and they moved to a new stadium. And Turner Field, by the way, may have been one of the best baseball parks ever to see a game in. But it was in such a terrible neighborhood. Hey, Streetwise, what's up? Uh, I went. Let's see. I've been to uh, see the Tennessee Titans. I've been to the Georgia Dome. I've been to. I've been to wacky. I've been to wacky. Let's see. The Charlotte Football Stadium. I went and saw. I've been in Madison Square Garden. I've been inside. I've been to a fair amount. The worst place to watch baseball, and it's still open, is where the Oakland A's play. That Raiders stadium, a horrible place to watch baseball. Horrible. Um, AT&T Park in San Francisco to watch the Giants play. It's a great stadium. Great stadium. The Met Stadium is sort of built on the same thing, the same plans that AT&T and uh, Turner Field were built on, but they spent almost no extra stuff. No extra stuff. Well, Lumpy Dog, don't have a stroke. Not good. Not good. Poland built a multi-million-dollar stadium and had to tear it down immediately. Turns out every seat was behind a pole. God, that's awful. That's awful. So it's they played at Foothill Stadium in Calgary. Okay. 75% Polish here. There you go. There you go, Doug. You went out and insulted all of our Polish friends. And it's a wonderful group of people. So there you go. Way to go. Way to go upsetting those nice people. All right. So actually, the Polish joke was better than most of yours. Doug. The Calgary Cannons. You see, that's not a bad name for a team. Yeah, I'm not Polish, but I come from a wide variety of American mutt. French, Norwegian, English, Scottish, uh, you know, Swedish, Norwegian, French. Yeah, the French, being French and German, one part of me is dropping their rifle and surrendering every once in a while to the German part. It's crazy. Austria, Poland, and Russia. Right before the big World War One. It's so there you go. It's yeah, Austria, Poland, and Russia. Yeah, before the Russian Revolution, before that, Vladimir Lenin took over, aka Vlad. Yeah, I've been to hockey arenas, and not as many as I would like to. I've been to Nassau Coliseum and seen an Islanders game. I've been to Newark, New Jersey to see the Devils. the old Met Stadium where the beloved Minnesota North Stars played. Let's see where else have I seen a hockey game? NHL wise, that's it. That's it. I went to the old Brewers Stadium when I was a kid. They moved out of that stadium a long time ago. Um, by the way, let me just tell you how bad uh, the Oakland A's facility is to watch a game. The Metrodome, where my beloved Minnesota Twins played, that was an absolute atrocious place to watch a baseball game. Terrible. It was a great place for the NFL. Fantastic for the NFL. But for baseball, horrific. I mean, it was just what I like best about Turf Field, about AT&T Park, about where the Mets play is that those are pretty intimate parks. I understand the Jake is pretty much like that. I also understand Baltimore. My mind just went blank on the name of that one. So there you go, Chewy. There you go. So automatic feeders, where are you on them? Am I the only negative Nancy on these things? Am I the only one who sits there and says, "Yeah, I need to look at my guppies"? Oriole. That's what I understand. What's that one called, Doug? The Oriole Park. It starts with a C. You just ordered 100 feeders? Yes, Streetwise, I do. And I need to do more content. Yeah, if you go to my channel, if you haven't subbed, please sub. And you can see my aquariums. You can see some of the stuff going through there. Yeah, by the way, if I could come Camden Yards, that's it. Camden Yards. I have a buddy of mine who has been to every baseball stadium there is. And he goes out and tries to do 5 a year, except for I think this year he won't be. And he goes on and on and on about Camden Yards. That's a great, great place to go. And so there you go. Yeah, you see, Streetwise, you're right. I need to. I'll tell you why I'm where I'm at on this couch. It's because I have a dog. Look how my hair's like sticking up real nice. That's old, and he will only sit with me on the couch. He's just about 13. He's deaf as a post. He's cranky. Sometimes I end up having to stop the live stream so I can take him for a walk. I'm not joking. So it's just sort of the nature of the beast. But you are 100% correct. That's what I should be doing. And if I and maybe I have to. Yeah, it's Bolo's fault, Doug Gray. It's Bolo's fault. Completely his fault. And by the way, here's something. We've been here for 44 minutes. He has not gotten up yet, except for he just came over. I touched him, and then he ran off. Yeah, Bolo likes Megadeth. His favorite album, Symphony of Destruction. Yeah, Bolo's something. No, hey, Streetwise. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and I should do that. That'll be my next step. My I have not made the move. Um, my editing software is a good software, but it's not that great. And I've got to show up and do Filmora by Wondershare by Filmora, whichever the one that is. I can't remember which order it comes in. I need to get that on this computer and go from there. There have been so many former members of the Rolling Stones, Doug. I mean, it's is you just have the three guys that remain there. It's Charlie Watts, Mick Jagger, Keith Richards. Every time they announce a celeb death, do y'all are you getting to be like me going, when does Keith Richards buy the farm? I mean, this guy is done, he's done all the drugs, smoked like a fiend for years. He quit smoking last year. Uh, Give Me Shelter is a good Stones song. I'm not as much of a Stones fan. I yeah, it's small fry aquatics. Yeah, yes and yes, yes and no. I think you're bringing up a real good point. I think that if you get to 4 or 5 feedings a day with your, which I do, and I could do 5 to 6. I think I don't see why you would need to do any more than that, especially with doing live baby brine shrimp. And in fact, as soon as we're done with the live stream today, I'm jamming some. All my fish will be fat and happy, ready for bedtime. There you go. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, Chewy, it is Doug Gray's fault. You didn't even bring it up. I will tell you next Monday night, I have a live stream coming, and I have a picture of me over the grave of a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Okay. Hold on a second here. I got Bolo. Bolo, come on. Come on. So let's see here. You feed 2 to 3 times a day. That's enough for the greedy fish. Yeah, you see, there you go. Yeah, and the problem also is if you're jamming them every hour, unless it's really tiny feedings, go from there. Prince, I love Prince. Saw him in concert 5 times. Let's see, I saw U2 twice. I saw, let's see, Metallica, Skinny Puppy, Johnny Cash. I saw Johnny and June and their Kids Who Can't Sing tour. But Johnny and June were just great. I'm not really necessarily a big country music fan, but there we go. Streetwise, close. But it was in Lyndhurst, New Jersey. Lyndhurst, New Jersey. Bolo. Okay, let me get him a treat so he's in my lap. 1 second here. 1 second. I'm coming. The world's most spoiled dog wants a treat. Coming. I'm coming. Hey, come on, Bolo. All right, I'm back. You see, if I had the green screen that Streetwise was bringing up, you'd be looking at the aquarium. No, Jim Morrison's grave is not New Jersey, but it's close. The Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. legendary frontman of a band who died way too early. Yeah, U2 is a very good concert to see live. I really enjoyed seeing Metallica live. Um, I saw Cinderella, David Lee Roth. Never saw Van Halen or Van Hagar. Um, it's yeah, Iggy Pop's alive, but very similar musical style to Iggy Pop. Sand Creek Aquatics. It's no, it's a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. It's one of the most beloved guys in the music industry. Beloved. Yeah, Schubel fed 12 times a day. I'd like to, enough today I could have done that, but I didn't. So this is what it's like having an old dog who's my boss. Absolutely. You want to see Bolo, everybody? You've seen enough of me. There's Bolo. Yeah, this is how spoiled he is. Very rarely now, I don't know how I got him started on this. And the old school guys had a beef heart mix. Yeah, that's a good idea to have a grinded up beef heart. I wouldn't have a problem doing that. It's giving them a little beef heart now and again. I give them frozen Daphne. Um, I do frozen Daphnia. I do. Yeah. No. Here's the deal: is that I got him a food at one point that was a little too big for him, and so he sort of got into the habit. And my ex-wife was really good at telling him no. She would just look at him and just say, "Settle down." And so there you go. Well, that's great, Bob. Doug from The Hangover. Yeah. By the way, that's a great movie. Hey, come on. Now, the one thing Bolo does do is that he asks to get down, then he asks to get up. Yeah, the Asian strains, see, that's the deal. I don't know what I'm going to do for my Asian strain. I'll do that later on this year. And it's yeah, I loved the first Hangover movie. First Hangover movie was just great. Everything about it was that the last really good comedy? Was the Hangover, because the comedy used to be that was the movie genre that was so big and so popular. And was that the last one? The last one that was over there. Yeah, Bolo doesn't have a ramp. And Dragon Guppy is really beautiful. Yeah, your video was great, Doug. Everyone should see it. And they're fascinating to look at. And yeah, Bolo, yeah, he doesn't have a ramp. He doesn't sleep in the bed. And I'll tell you why. Is that he would ask for me to pet him all night. So he has never gotten into the bed. And he can't jump into it. which is a big deal. Um, let's see what other you know the and by the way, for guppy keepers, yeah, Thor was hilarious. One of the funnier movies. It's like the Halloween movies. Hilarious. Or the guy with the weird little puppet that goes out, or the horror movie with everyone goes, Small Fry Aquatics. You are correct. You are correct, Joey Ramone. And I'll put that picture up this next week. I have it even built. I have the avatar built. Me standing over his grave. It's very tasteful. It's like that commercial with Flo, where the guy shows Flo's sister or whomever that is. It's the actress that plays Flo in different outfit without the makeup. And she he goes, I'm interested in everything having to do with Flo. That is, by the way, if anyone says that you don't have a lot going on in your life, you could be that guy on a date talking about the name your price tool from Progressive. Yeah, Peter Ramone paid homage to Joey Ramone. Absolutely. Yeah, going to Joey Ramone's gravesite was a pilgrimage. The people I worked with, there was like four of us got into a car, went over, walked around the cemetery in Lyndhurst, New Jersey. Nothing creepy about that at all. And we got directions to it. We walked over there, and there we were. Took pictures. For me, that's as big as Elvis. As big as Elvis. So, yeah, by the way, if you keep guppies and you're seriously interested in getting a lot of growth and a lot of reproduction and making sure that you have healthy stuff, you need to hatch fresh baby brine shrimp. And you don't necessarily have to do it daily, but if you're going to start doing it, you better go do it. Hey, Doug Gray, maybe I will go to Graceland and see where the fake Elvis is buried. By the way, if Elvis lived and continued to go around doing stuff, um, he'd be dead by now because he was not a very healthy man. If Elvis was still alive, he'd be what, 84, 85? It's and I don't think anybody had a real thrill about seeing him. Yeah, he'd be 80. He would be 85 years old. And so, and while as much as we all dislike the idea of the way the king died, on the and yep, Bolo's where my bitch is at T-shirt. There you go. Everyone should needs them. And in New Zealand, action comedy, Mega Time Squad. If you can watch the trailer without being intrigued, you're a rare person. I'll check that out. Yeah, Elvis can't be alive anymore. It's just 85 is 85. Unless he got off all the dope, he started living a healthy life. Who do you think he is? Keith Richards? No. It it's just the entire process here of losing. I know that we all want to think our heroes are still around. And go on from there. It's so it's just we'll keep it up from there. And we have something fun going on. Okay. Send a text because I got a work text. That's right. But let me tell you, his eyesight pretty good. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Hanging out at Hangar 7-Eleven. MUFON Mutual, or that what is it? Mutual UFO Society. I like USOs. Unidentified submersible objects. Your auto feeder jammed. Now it's spitting out cheeseburgers. Yeah, it makes all the sense in the world. All the sense in the world. All right, gang. We've been here for a little over an hour. I better let you guys get over and get ready for our buddy Bob. Hey, thanks for being in the live stream. Thanks for subscribing. It means more to me than you could ever know as we get to, and we grow on from there. Streetwise, great having you here for the first time I can remember you here, and seeing everybody else, Bob Kaler, Doug Gray, Select Pet, it's David Samsel, Small Fry. I mean, just of course, Chewy. I want to make sure I don't forget anybody here. Hat Trick Farm, Lumpy Dog, Sand Creek Aquatics. It's let's see here. Who else am I not missing? I just don't want to miss anybody. Again, Tampa Tom in the house cooking dinner. Chattanooga Ed. I mean, just it's a whole great group of people here tonight, and I appreciate having you as well. Make sure I have everybody else covered. Yeah, Alice was here. At Punchy Pants, Pam, JH Aquatics. I mean, just a whole good group of people. Anthony's Fishy Friends, V Stag, Not Nola Jane, Fish Rich, Big City Bettas. Let's see here. What else do we have over here? I know I'm missing somebody, so let me get that through. HC Agua, Jesse, yeah. And I mean, just okay, here we go into a thing where I think we have a lot of Bolo, chill. Griffin, Fish Room. I mean, just the whole bit. So again, thank you guys so much. You have a good one and enjoy your night and enjoy your Memorial Day and fish on.